I'm just making breakfast. It's early morning. I wake up very early in the morning. Today I wake up around 1 in the morning. And it's around 3 in the morning, so I'm having breakfast. I take time to meditate and just renew and refresh my mind and figure out what amazing things I can get to do each and every day to contribute towards making this world a better place for everyone, because the world is already good. Just figuring out how to make things much better. And I'm having some tea here. It's a Lipton tea. This is called Lipton tea. I think it's from Kenya or from Sri Lanka or from India or some place like that, or China or some place like that. And my name is Simba. I live in Kenya. I'm from Kenya. It's early morning. I came from Kenya and I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia province of Canada. And I've been here for over 25 years. It's now about 26th year. It's 26th year, about 25 years. And it's a beautiful place here in Halifax. It's amazing. Turn on this light here. Here we go. Looks much brighter here. It's good to have a bright and beautiful day. And whatever the experience, whatever the culture and heritage of a person, whatever the belief or the lifestyle or political persuasion or economic status, we all are one big, beautiful human family. Big, beautiful human family. And I live here with about, I think 5, 6, 7, I think 8, 9, 10, I don't know how many people. I rent just a small room, so I just live a very simple lifestyle. That way my overheads or costs are reduced or minimum, and I'm able to do as much good as I can with the resources that I have. I can take care of my mom. Her name is Mary. She's in her 90s in Kenya, heading to 100. And she's still doing well. She's doing very well. She manages her farm. She has a farm that's about 60 acres there, 60 or something acres, I think. And she has a couple of cows, and she grows tea. They used to grow flowers on her farm that they exported to Holland, and tea and they export to Canada, to USA, to Pakistan, and to other parts of the world, including England and Europe, and other parts of the world. They also grow coffee, but not on my mom's farm. My mom grows avocado, and she grows other things on her farm, fruits, vegetables, timber, a lot of timber there. And they supply to the factory, the tea factory. I have 2 brothers that help to manage my mom's farm, and 3 sisters. They're doing well. I am the last one. I'm the last born child and the last born son. And my dad and mom took good care of us, and our grandparents. Grandparent is Luca around my neck of Kamijayuet village, and Chebo Chokarab Sirma. Luga is of the Kelesek clan, so I'm keep Kelesing it 100%. Simba, Ngetundo. And my mom's side is Kapchep Kitwai clan. Pikyok, Onganyat, Crusted Crane clan, and so those are my people. Anyways, I love our community in Kericho County, the Kamijayuet Buriti constituency, Kamijayuet village, and also in Bomet County, Kibera farm, Boito Wood, Konoin constituency, East Africa. These are my people. And now I went to I was fortunate enough. My parents work very hard. My mom was in the farm almost every day, being rained on for us to have sacrificing a lot. Even now, her knees hurt, and because of being out in the cold a lot, she used to wake up at 5 or 3 or whatever time it was in the morning to take care of the animals and the farm, to milk and many other things that they would do in as a farmer. Farmer's job is 24 hours, 24 hours, and sometimes the animals get out at night and you have to like go and take them in, and sometimes so many things to take care of. The farmers work very hard to grow tea or to grow cereal like this, oatmeal, and I mix, there's an egg I put in here and some spices and a couple of other grain that I mix in there, so now it's a whole meal. Anyways, just sharing this to encourage somebody today, in your life, in our lives, in my life, in the community, or in whichever country or whichever continent around the world, whichever territory, whichever kingdom. We are all children of this beautiful Mother Earth. We are all one big human family. Whatever the level of status or social, economic or political situation in the country, still you can, each and everyone can have a top quality standard of life and enjoy a wonderful experience each and every moment of each and every day, throughout lifetime, throughout generations. There's no need for greed or small elements of tribalism and very narrow-minded thinking patterns of racism and corruption and other types of stealing, killing, and destroying. That's just self-harming of people with very ignorant, selfish attitude. Any person that is smart enough or reasonable enough can stop that and decide to be a good human being, live as a wonderful person with good values, good family values, good community values, good ability to have some kind of self-regulation and self-leadership, self-discipline, and you don't have to do things the way I do or the way someone else does. Just figure out for yourself what works for you, what makes you unique, what makes us unique, what makes me unique, and then work on that and improve yourself and think for yourself. Reason, be resourceful, be resilient, be resolute, and be find ways in which you can use whatever resources there are in the community to, or in your family, or in your life, or within your ability to either just do good things like this, like my landlord provides a recycling of garbage, and it's kind of a requirement here in Canada. It's just a standard of good living. Makes things easier. Separate the organics and the regular garbage and the recyclables and the cartons. And my landlord is from China. He's an amazing person. We also in Kenya, we also do a lot of business with the Chinese. They are building built a railway for us, and they built a bridge and road and other facilities, airports and other things like that. So we collaborate in areas of business and areas of construction, areas of development, national development, community development, regional development, continental development, and international development. The nice Canadians are also helping a lot, and other people from Europe, from around the world, from Russia, from Africans, and people from North America, and Australians and Caribbeans, and all kinds of people are helping us in Kenya. and doing amazing things here. Also here in Canada, there's a multicultural community from all over the world, all over the world. So each and every culture is probably represented in Canada, same as in Kenya. And it wasn't so much. I lived in India for 5 years, and there wasn't much multiculturalism there. It was mainly the communities that are from India were not even allowed to work there as international students. They're not allowed to take law. I wanted to study law. I studied it for about 1 year by myself, and I studied economics. I studied with the geography and English as my minor, but my major was economics, so I studied business economics. And then I did, that's my first degree. My second degree was in information management, so I studied my second degree in information management. And then I went and worked in Kenya as started my own business. I was recycling clothes, and then working with a lady called Lena. Her husband was a meat inspector in the community, and she's very good in recycling clothes business, so I asked her to help me, and she taught me many things there. She's a neighbor, good neighbor. My mother used to help her with finance and other things for her business, and my mother and dad help many people in the community. Helps build community centers, churches, and tea buying centers, and many other things like that. My grandfather also, Luca, was a very generous man. He donated a lot of his land, I think maybe 75% or 85% of it, for building of a school, a public school, the first public school in the whole county or province. I think one of the first around those days in early times of Kenya, after independence in around 1960s, and way before I was born. Anyway, today the school has a beautiful high school and a beautiful elementary school or primary school, and a beautiful community center, a library, and it's called Kaminji Primary School. It's right next to my grandparents' farm. My uncle John just passed away, and he and my other uncle Simon from my mother's side. John is from my mother's side. Both passed away a little while ago. The generation is letting go and handing over the responsibilities to new generations. And now the son of Simon, I think he's the chairperson of the community center at Kamjiwet village. So I still continue doing good work. And my uncle was a lecturer of chemistry, John. My uncle John, Simon, was a teacher. He taught, he was a principal for a long, long time, throughout his lifetime actually. And yeah, so one of my good relatives is also like a vice chancellor of a university, Kabianga University. He's a vice chancellor administration at Kabianga University. His name is Josh, Professor Josh Kibet Tarap Kano. And yeah, so that's some of part of my family. Anyways, my mom is Mary, and she's in her 90s. I talked to her yesterday. She's amazing. I don't know how she does it, but still carrying on. So amazing. She grows some of this tea, and I hope to be healthy like that when I'm in my 90s and 100s and whatever. See, I mean, I'm in my 60s, heading to 70, and I'm the youngest in the family. I have my children here. My youngest is Cherono, my princess, my lovely princess. She just turned 13. She's in her teenage. She lives in Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia province of Canada. And yeah, so that's it. Then I have Che Carrera, Kimtai, and Chebet, Mama Chebet, and Mama Kimitai, and Mama Charana. Anyways, just sharing encouragement with someone today. Family is important. It's a basic foundation of human society. Good food is important. It's good for health and wellness. Good exercise and good communication, good relationships with people is good because that brings us together. We can join hands together and work on different various projects. The nice Canadians have been amazing. They have even traveled to Kenya to help the children in the community in Kenya, in Bomet County, and also in Nairobi County. A lady called Christy from here, Halifax, Nova Scotia, traveled to Kenya, and she did a lot of good work there. She went the first time on her own, and then second time she was sent by she was still supported by the Nova Scotians, New Scotlanders here in Halifax, Nova Scotia province of Canada, North America, and she did an amazing job. And then she came back and she was sent there again, second time to go. This first time she went to teach 10 children violin music, to train preschool or early childhood development center children, little tiny cute children. And when she came back after 3 weeks or a month, she had taught over probably 500, 600, 700, 1,000 children, and she did a lot of amazing work. And the community here from Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada, sent her back to Kenya, and she went with two other people, Elsa, her youngest daughter, and Caleb, Elsa's husband, and they were able to. Caleb helped to build about 17 desks or so, I think, for a classroom, and Christy was helped to teach music and also build a water tank, set it up and everything at Kamagomon Primary School in Kamagomon Village, which is a bigger area of our community, in Kaptilinwet, close to Koiwa, in a place called Bomet County, Boita Ward, Bomet County, Kenya, East Africa. And so this was able to do a lot of good, even with very little resources. I don't make much money here. I make probably like $10, $15, $20 a day or whatever. Sometimes even less. Sometimes I make 5 cents. Yesterday I made, like, I think the other day I made $1, $1, and so it fluctuates. But I'm able to do a lot of good with that, because with that I'm able to help my daughter once in a while, and my mom very regularly, because she needs more support. She doesn't have much of a pension, just very little from my dad, and some income from the farm. So, and she's also supported by my other brothers and sisters, and the community also helps a lot. So anyways, sharing this to encourage somebody. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire or billionaire, or like have a fancy government job and drive a big car to be able to do a lot of good. You can just live a very simple life. I don't own a house. I haven't built a house. I just rent, and I live in a very simple room, and live very, very simply. My name is SIMBA in Halifax, from Kenya, and that way I'm able to live a simple life and to do as much good as possible in lifetime, and to help humanity. I love to help the less fortunate, especially the homeless people here in Halifax, Nova Scotia province of Canada, and vulnerable families. Support them, encourage them, and I help to educate children in Kenya, and also cover certain expenses. It could be like hospital bills, or like starting of businesses for young people, and employing young people to do community development work. we have an organization called Smart Community Outreach Team, and I started that when I was living on the streets. My relationship here broke up here in Canada, so I ended up living on the streets. And I lived there for about 3 to 5 years, and I seen a lot of suffering. And when I was in India many years ago, I had a dream that I was going to. I seen many people suffering, and I didn't know where they were. I didn't know what was going on. So, and then one time I went. I used to go for regular meditation, and so went to a meditation, and there was someone called Anil in a place in Gujarat of India, Gujarat state of India, close to Fatehganj, a place called Nizampura, and he lived there, and we were at his house, and just meditating there, just having a prayerful moment, meditation, and sharing encouragement with a big group, well, kind of like smallish but significant group of people. And he stood up and said, "Hey, young man, you had a dream just last night?" I said, "Yeah." And then he said, "The dream that you had, you've come to the east, you're going to go to the west, and the people that you saw in your dream, you're going to help them in some way." So he said, "Prepare, prepare, prepare." He said, "Prepare, prepare, prepare." He said, "Prepare, prepare, prepare." So it took a long while, many years. I didn't know exactly what, where, or how, but eventually I came to one of my friends. I ended up working. My mom told me to go and work as a teacher, so across the river. So I did. I went and got a job as a teacher while I was running my business, a small recycling business of clothes, and also like taking care of about 4 or 5 cows, my mom's cows actually. That was not all of them. She gave me 2, I think 3 or 4 or 5 to take care of. The milk production increased, and then she said, "Go get a job at the school across the river, the high school, Koyua High School. It's now called Koyua Boys High School. It used to be mixed, boys and girls." And so I went there, and the head teacher said, "Oh, what did you? I've come to look to teach here." She said, "What can you teach?" And I said, "Well, I studied economics." He said, "No, we have a business teacher." I said, "I also studied geography." He said, "We have a geography teacher." Then I said, "And I studied English also." And he said, "Yeah, we need an English teacher." He said, "When can you start?" I said, "As soon as possible." He said, "Yeah, right." He introduced me to the head of department of English. His name was Mahano, a very experienced teacher, and I was able to teach English literature, and I was responsible for the drama. I sort of helped assisted in the drama club, also the spiritual club, which is like called Christian Union or something like that. And I also did other things like motivate students in the morning during the parade, and I would tell them, "You're like diamonds." I used to tell them that. "You're like diamonds. You're so precious. You're so precious. You can do a lot of good in the world." I used to tell the kids that. One day the teacher allowed me to speak to all the students, and I took a moment to motivate them. And I used to tell them, "Believe in yourself." I used to tell them, what was that? I used to tell them many things. Many things. Anyway, some of my students now are now working. They're accountants, they're community leaders, and it's amazing. Edwin Barachok, a neighbor, a son of Ara Barachok, worked in the county, and he's a community leader. And Karen, is a preschool teacher, the early childhood education teacher, and she likes to motivate people in the community. And so many other wonderful Marcella and other amazing people that I taught when I was early in my career, and now I still teach. Even here in Canada, I share a lot of knowledge good knowledge, and for anyone who wants to learn and improve their lives and know better and understand how to, in a meaningful way, if at all possible, how to be a good human being and simply be wise and enjoy the best things in life in a good way, responsibly, respectfully, and resourcefully, being resilient and resolute, focused on doing good in whichever way possible. Anyway, my breakfast is almost ready here, and I took time to cook and just to share good stories with to encourage someone today, locally, nationally, regionally, continentally, or globally, because I believe that we are all one big, beautiful human family. I'll serve this here, and looks like regular oatmeal, but it's packed with a lot of nutrients in there. A lot of nutrients. I put an egg in there, put some protein, I put some spice in there. So this gets me started for the day. Let's just pour it in here. This is started for the day. That should be enough. Then I'll add some water. Go clean up the edge here. Clean up the edge here. Tidy up the pot so it doesn't get sticky. Too much soap. Like to be clean and tidy. I went to Musagetao Primary School in Sogoto, in Kikuyu County, of close to Nairobi in Kenya, and the head teacher was called Mrs. Wainaina. She's amazing. She used to tell us, cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So those things like that remain with me throughout lifetime. And it's the same school where, I think the same college around Sogoto, where the first president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, went to study a long time ago, before independence in 1960s or earlier, before that 50s, 60s. And anyway, so I went to around the same school around the same area, I think. And there's also, and it's close to Alliance High School, which is one of the well-known schools in East Africa. Then from there, I did very well. I was, I think, one of the best students in the school, in that school. And I went to Nairobi School for my high school, Nairobi School. And I did quite well there too. And there for 4 years. And then I went to Kabianga High School for my A-levels or higher education in secondary. And after that, I went to India for my undergraduate. I thought of doing a master's degree, but instead I did 2 bachelor degrees. One in economics and English and geography, and the other one in information management. Information management was a new concept at that time, very new concept. Very new concept. So it's good to share new ideas and be amazing, do amazing things in life, share good stories to encourage young people. And thank you very much. My name is Simba in Halifax from Kenya. Blessings to you and your family, and have a wonderful day. Hope this encourages somebody, you, us, or me. Thank you very much. Blessings to you and your family. As you can see, I can now enjoy my meal.